Here's my take on these events. First of all, an interesting observation is that if Mozart would have recovered from the illness, this work would most likely have been completed by Mozart and attributed to Count von Waldsegg. There is a likelihood that no one would have known that Mozart had composed it. It would have been an unfortunate situation, since this is one of the few works that I actually like by Mozart. Mozart's sudden death left it to Constanze Mozart to either fulfill or break the agreement conditions. She broke the agreement, probably out of necessity, in order to pay debts and support her children. The four players are Wolfgang Amadeus, Constanze, Count von Waldsegg, and Süssmayr. Out of these, Mozart appears to be the only one acting truthfully, all the others, for various reasons, doing deceitful acts. So who are the winners and losers? One may conclude that Mozart became the biggest loser since he died, but his death had nothing to do with the composition of the Requiem. So he neither lost or gained anything from doing it, apart from getting the advance payment. Then Süssmayr can be considered as being a loser in the economical sense, since he didn't get any compensation for writing the second half of the Requiem. On the other hand, his name became famous in a way that never would have happened without his contribution to this composition. The main loser was no doubt Count von Waldsegg, who paid 100 ducats, which is gold coins, or 450 florins, which is silver coins, for a piece of music which actually was partial forgery, since it was signed as a complete composition by Mozart. Not only was the delivered product not 100% authentic, Constanze Mozart also broke the agreement and made sure he could not use the intellectual property according to his plan. However, in the settlement he got to keep the original manuscript. It is clear that Constanze Mozart managed not only to get the 100 ducat payment for the piece, but also thousands from the concerts and royalties from printed manuscripts of it. She effectively used the initial payment to sell tickets and to get royalties, which enabled her to live well on the rights of her husband's music. She also married a Danish diplomat, Nissen, who was an admirer of Mozart, who helped her writing Mozart's biography, as well as organizing and marketing the composer's estate, which enabled them to live a comfortable upper-middle-class life in Salzburg until her death in 1842 at the age of 80. There is no question who was the winner of these four players. Her second husband's admiration of Mozart can be seen on his tombstone, which is engraved with the text, "The husband of Mozart's widow."